Welcome to Goodnight, Robin, your someone to say goodnight to. I'm your host, Robin Rice. Tonight's episode is sponsored by Performance Tea. They make amazing, all-natural, plant-based, adaptogenic tea blends designed to support health and well-being. Performance Tea herbal blends come in an instant powder format, and its magic comes from the adaptogens they use, aka super herbs, that have the remarkable ability to improve the body's capacity to adapt to stress. And we all know stress can get in the way of a good night's sleep. Their snooze blend, which I love, combines the calming herbs of passion flower, chamomile, and spearmint, another one of my favorites, to help put the body in a calm state and get the parasympathetic nervous system back in order and us ready to sleep. Add a soothing good night from me, and you will get an amazing night of sleep. Good evening, my friends. I'm glad to be with you tonight, as I am every night. I'm so glad that you are out there listening, and welcome to all of our new listeners. I can see by the numbers that things have been growing a little bit, so I'm really happy to see that. I was thinking today about all of the different reading that I'm doing, and I thought, well, some of these things are just too good not to share. So one of the things I wanted to share is from a book called Mastery by George Leonard. And he talks about tools for mastery. And in one part, he says something that I think is really important for the times that we're in right now, which is be willing to negotiate with your resistance to change. So I know a lot of people right now are trying to change things, change the way they do things, and change, systems, and change eating, and change exercise. I mean, there's so much change, right? I mean, this is exactly against what I suggest in Training Your Inner Warrior, to have so much change at once, but it's not like we had a choice. So this idea of being willing to negotiate with your own resistance is pretty cool, because I think most of us sit back and go, oh, I'm just not going to do it, or I'm just resistant, or whatever. So this is what he says. So what should you do when you run into resistance, when the red lights flash and the alarm bells ring? Well, you don't back off, and you don't bull your way through. Negotiation is the ticket to successful long-term change in everything from increasing your running speed to transforming your organization. The long-distance runner working for a faster time on a measured course negotiates with homeostasis by using pain not as an adversary, but as the best possible guide to performance. So I love this idea. I love this idea of negotiating. Okay, so you want something new. I want something new. I don't know what it is. Oh, I've started cooking. That would be a cool thing to talk about. I've started cooking, which I hate everything to do with the kitchen. I don't like cooking, never have liked cooking, never wanted to cook. When I was little, when my parents got divorced, my dad said, well, Robin, now when you come on the weekends with your brothers, you're the girl, so you're going to cook. And that ended cooking right there, if that tells you anything about my personality. But sometimes I do want to learn, so I negotiate. So I literally, tonight, I made this beautiful dish of summer squash and some asparagus. I eat a lot of asparagus right now, as much as I can, freeze it from season and all that kind of stuff, because it's just so good. But I also get these sauces, these packets of sauces, which are absolutely amazing. They are some of the best sauces, and they're like $5 a pouch. Then the pouches last for, 4 or 5 days as far as just a seasoning goes. They have everything from Thai basil. I'll put a link in the show notes, but so good. And so my negotiation is, okay, I'll chop the vegetables, I'll saute them up, and then I'll use the sauce, because I don't really know much more than that. That looks a lot more like cooking than I have ever done in my life, but it's a negotiation. And maybe one of these days I'll kind of venture into my own spicing and my own sauces, but not today. So anyway, I was thinking about that. I thought I'd share that with you. Maybe you could negotiate some of the changes. Negotiation's just so much nicer than that bulldozer of life, and it never works to bulldoze ourselves. So I hope you have a wonderful night's sleep. I know a lot of people's dreams are kicking in, so I hope you dream beautifully. And just know I'm thinking about you, as ever. Good night, my friend.